Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And you might recognize where I'm at. I'm in my own home, and this is the hallway that has been getting repeatedly christened by my one of my little doggies. And then we had 3 or 4 muddy footprints went down the hall a couple of days after I cleaned it. That was thanks to Billy the Kid, the black and white guy there, and the other guy that's going the other way. That's Jesse James. He's the one that's responsible for the pee stains here. So he did one the other, not last night, the night before, right here. And what I did is the stain was maybe about that big around, I guess, and I poured some ClO2 so that it was that much around the stain. I just basically poured it in at 2,000 parts per million. And I didn't blot it up. I just poured the ClO2 in, and then I put the this cotton pad down on it, and this 25-pound weight, and it's been sitting here ever since. So now, one of the reasons that I did this is I wanted to just see what would happen if I just used the capillary effect that the cotton will cause on the yarn. What it does is it will capillary effect will draw moisture up and into from the wet into the dry. And so let's lift this up and take a look at what we can see. That's actually pretty darn heavy, and you can see that it actually has drawn it right up and into the top of the cotton. And ooh, you can really smell the ammonia there. That's strong. And there's the back side of the pad. I'll just put that right there for the moment. But interestingly enough, there's almost no visible staining here. So it's mostly drawn it right into the cotton. And it hasn't had a chance to gas off at all because of the cotton and the weight holding it there. So it's quite a strong smell of ammonia there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it, but I've got some Proxy here. So I'm going to spray it down with the Proxy, and then I'm going to go over it with the machine. Now this is an olefin carpet, so you don't really actually have to get it all that wet because olefin absorbs almost no moisture. And if you get it too wet, what'll happen is that the moisture will go right through the carpet, right into the bottom, and then you're much more likely to end up with wicking. So when it comes to olefin carpet, you can get away with applying less moisture, and ideally you do want to apply less moisture. So let's go over it with the machine. And I've just got a Iron Man on there, and I do want to just hit these. I got some Omega Citrus in here. I'm going to just hit those mud spots just a little bit before I go over them. And in the tank there's Nanomax at 2 ounces per gallon. So let's go over this and see what happens. quite surprising, I guess, that the stain, just from the capillary action of the cotton pad and the weight on there, has mostly disappeared. You can still see it a little bit, but interesting that the smell of the ammonia is so strong there. It's very strong, but it didn't gas off, so not surprising actually, when you think about it, I guess. Now the stain appears to be disappearing. There's a little bit of a stain there, but now as I'm going over with the machine, it's no longer visible. When I back up, we'll be able to see it a little bit better. So I'll just go right over to here. Going to go over here a little bit extra. I'm not actually applying any solution right now. It's damp enough. It's looking good. Kind of curious to see if the smell is gone now. Actually, all of the contamination pretty much should be actually on the should have been pulled up to the surface through the capillary action. So it's amazing how well that works. So let's get this out of the way. Come on over here. Stick my nose in the carpet again. I can smell nothing. I smell nothing. And I see nothing. Isn't that interesting, huh? So, this was the top of the cotton. You can see that it drew the urine and the ClO2 up and out of the carpet fiber. This was the bottom of it. And the odor was still present. There was a slight amount of a stain there. But I just went over it, I sprayed it with the Proxy, went over it with the Iron Man pad, applying a little bit of the Nanomax, and now the stain is completely gone, and the odor is completely gone. So, there you go. Now this won't reappear, because everything has been drawn into here. Pretty cool, eh? Pretty simple. But anyway, I thought you might be interested in see that little technique for dealing with urine stains. You putting the towels on a stain and laying them flat on there and putting weight on there and leaving it to draw the stain up and out. If you've got a stain that's a problem, don't be afraid to get the customer, or you do that yourself and put weight on it, and then come back a day or so later, and in most cases you'll find that that problematic stain, maybe that keeps coming back, you can often deal with it with this very simple technique, which we used to use many years ago, especially when we used to use the host system back in the 80s. We used to do what we call poulticing, where you work on a stain and then you just put the powder kind of like in a little pile over top of the stain, and it would draw stains up and out of the carpet. So there you go. There's a little tip, an idea for you guys, and hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.